What is up, everyone? On today's show, we got some interesting stuff going on because finally, after a very long build-up and wait, I've got the new chat features on YouTube chat for this stream. And we're going to talk all about them so people know what they are and understand how to use them. In addition, today we're going to look at Super CHIX. This is the new restaurant that just opened in my area that's going to be the next episode of DSP Tries It in just 3 more support goals. So we should look at it, look at the menu, and figure out what I'm going to get probably tomorrow. And of course, the usual chill and fun festivities. Today, one way or another, is the conclusion of Blueprint. Ooh, it's been a long time coming, and I know some of you are rejoicing. So, sit back and relax. It's time for the Level 1 Podcast. Love that intro. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're doing good. My hair seems to be extra puffy today. Like, look at this. It is sticking like way up. I don't know why. So it is warm today here in Washington, but not as warm as it's been. So the only air conditioner I have on in the house is in the office. Jasper Kitty is in the room today. He's laying on the floor. He may or may not decide to jump up and crawl so you can see him or not. We'll see. And I am excited for a fun day of chill interactive streaming here on the channel, because today we're playing Blueprints and finishing my playthrough. Not necessarily finishing the entire game, but finishing the playthrough. And a nice chill Minecraft stream, the likes of which we haven't done in a couple of weeks, so it should be a good one. So I'm excited for today. We're only 3 goals away from hitting DSP Tries It Super CHIX, which I said is a brand new restaurant in my area that does chicken sandwiches, tenders, so a few sides like loaded fries, and they do frozen custard, which is actually a rare thing. Like, I never see frozen custard these days anymore. So that's going to be neat. So we got a bunch of stuff going on, but the first thing to talk about today is the YouTube chat, because right now I finally have it. Okay. Finally, this new system that is called Top Fans. So what is the Top Fans chat system? How does it work? And why should you care? Well, first of all, the Top Fans chat system is a new way to create engagement on live streams on YouTube. Basically, how it works is, no matter how you interact in the chat, you earn experience points if you're here live during a stream. So if you just chat a message, type it in there, you get experience. If you thumbs up someone else's contribution, you get experience. If you do a super chat or a super sticker, you get experience. The one thing I'm not sure about is memberships, because we haven't tested it yet. I don't know if you become a member or if you gift a membership, if you get experience for that. That I don't know yet. I guess we'll figure that out over the course of the day. Okay, so you get these points, these experience points. And what happens is at the top of the screen, there is now something that says Top Fans. On my chat, the way it looks like a crown, and it says Top Fans. And when you click on it, it opens up this rankings screen. And I can see the top 8 people. So right now I see Unleanable in 8th, Pausin in 7th, Dab Hands in 6th, Everything Happens for a Reason in 5th, Felix the Maid in 4th, Clyde Clackster in 3rd, Dungeon Keeper's Mistress in 2nd, and King Gabriel in 1st. And I see all the different experience rankings. Most people are tied at 75 points, but King Gabriel has 185 points, and that's where it looks like it is today. Okay. Oh, Killdozer, how you doing? You got he got it. Killdozer was here the other day. He's another content creator and streamer. And I said to him, why don't you have the verification check mark? Because then people would definitely know it's really you. And now he got it. Congrats. It's not that hard, right? Once you hit that certain milestone of popularity and engagement on YouTube, you get it like pretty easily. So congrats on that. And now we'll all know it's really you when you're in the chat. And Killdozer, I'll say this, and I actually want to talk to the Kick chat as well. I keep 100% forgetting to host people on Kick. And I should. Like Killdozer, you've hosted me a bunch, and I just forget to do it. It's my fault. It's not something that I commonly think about. I'm going to ask the Kick audience who watch me on Kick every day to do me the solid that every day when I'm going offline, if you could check and let me know if Killdozer is streaming or if there's recommendations of other people who I could maybe host, I'd be willing to host people. But I need to know, I need to be reminded. Right now, it's not in my mind to do it. You know, back when I was on Twitch, I did it all the time. And for a little bit there, obviously, I was hosting the casino, which I'm definitely not doing anymore. So I don't know how, what else I could do to remind myself. But if you guys could help me out, I would absolutely appreciate that we could check and see if basically there's other people that we can host, and Killdozer would definitely be one of them. All right. So there you go. All right. So congrats on getting that verification. Anyway, back to talking about this new top fans system on YouTube chat. Okay. So basically, no matter what you do, you earn experience, whether it's liking, chatting, or super chats and super stickers. By the way, I just got a 5 sub bomb from BattleDuck 9000, and it doesn't look like, a 5 membership bomb from BattleDuck 9000. It doesn't look like that counted, right? I'm checking. I'm going to refresh just to be sure here. Let me reload. No. So BattleDuck, thank you for the support. Thanks for those memberships. That helps a lot, but it doesn't count towards this new top fans channel point system. Okay. Now we know at least. All right. So, oh, wait. BattleDuck says, no, I had leadership participation turned off. Oh. Well, in that case, maybe it would have counted. Now we don't know. All right. Well, we'll talk about this in a sec, but let's do some shout outs. So first of all, BattleDuck is the first contributor of the day. No, he's not. Actually, it was Gabriel the Blessed. Had done a $2 super chat and then a $1 super chat. So let's get Gabriel up on the leaderboard here. $3 of total support from Gabriel. Thank you, Gabriel. Then we've got BattleDuck with 5 gifted memberships. Let's get that on the leaderboard. Thank you, BattleDuck. That's $15 of support. So thank you for that. Then we have Felix the Maid, who did a $1 super chat, and that actually did count and gave them experience points. I'll tell you in a second because I'll look at the leaderboard again. And then over on Kick, we have Daddy Big Bucks. Daddy Big Bucks actually just subbed to my channel on Kick, and that counts. So thanks for the first sub of the day over there on Kick, Daddy Big Bucks. Also, Axel the Donkey 81 just did a $2 super chat. Thank you, Axel. Cool. Thank you all. Great early support here on the show. Appreciate that. Okay, so for what I'm seeing, everything that just happened, right? I now click on the top fans leaderboard, and here's what it says. In first place, King Gabriel. In second place, Axel the Donkey. And in third place, Felix the Maid. And then everyone else is under there tied at 75 points. So what that tells me is the people who are super chatting get points. So Axel did $2 and is now at 100 points. So maybe that's, you were chatting and you had like 70 something and then it gave you 20 points. I think it's 10 points per dollar is what it looks like. That's what it looks like. 10 points per dollar super chat. That's what you're given with this points ranking system. Now, this is per stream from what I'm to understand, meaning this ranking system will go all throughout the afternoon through this stream. At the end of the stream, I think there's a final ranking that's given. However, I have absolutely no idea if this data is tracked anywhere and if you can see it after the fact. I don't know. Oh, Gabriel says it gave me 100 experience for a $2 super chat. Oh, so Axel the Donkey had no points and did a $2 super chat and got the 100 experience. Okay, so it's 50 experience per dollar then. Okay, so it's 50 experience per buck super chat. All right. Now, will this do anything long term? I have no clue. I just got it today. Many people have had this for like 2 months. I just got it, so I really don't know what it does, right? But long term, hopefully it will do something. And what I mean by that is, over on Twitch, which of course is what everyone copies, on Twitch when they had their channel point system, which I called penne points over there, they actually gave some features to people who earn the penne points. For example, they would do a temporary emote unlock, or you could get a badge that was specific to people who were earning certain amounts of points. Maybe they'll do that eventually. Maybe they won't. You never know with YouTube, because I hate to say it, but YouTube likes to half-ass everything. Basically, YouTube is a company that gets a good idea, starts it, and never finishes it. Never sees it to completion. They just drop it. Okay? So don't be surprised if what we have right now is literally all it will ever be. I wouldn't be shocked in any way, shape, or form if this is it and they never add anything to it or tweak it or improve it, that this is the whole system. Okay? I would hope not. I would hope they will add features. I mean, it would be amazing to have a custom badge for people who are frequent top chatters or top fans. It would be awesome. Yeah, I don't know. It would be awesome if there was other things unlocked, right? Maybe you get a highlighted name or highlighted message or something. But right now, from what I'm seeing, it's just per stream, a leaderboard showing who the top fans are, and that's it. And for the record, BattleDuck just gifted another membership and didn't get any points. So it looks like YouTube is only basing this off of super chats, super stickers, chatting, and liking. It apparently has no effect with memberships, which is stupid. No, I mean, why would it not have an effect? Stupidity. Again, these people, it's a half-designed system. There's no real thought put into it. They just kind of, design something. They don't really test it, and then they throw it out there, and, enjoy. Right? That is true. Axel says, I wish they would implement a feature that lets you use better Twitch TV emotes like Twitch does. Yeah. BattleDuck, the 50 experience must be from you chatting, because you were in here chatting, right? And did you like anything? It's probably what it's from. Oh, really? Okay, Overdrive says there's a question mark you can click. Okay, let's click this. So what is the leaderboard? It's a place for fans to stand out in the community. The top 3 get special badges in live chat. It resets every stream, so you can always try again. How do you get on the leaderboard? You'll need to collect experience points, and here's how. Send live messages or send super chats and super stickers. That's it. Half thought out idea. Let's launch it, even though it doesn't really do anything. Well, if you care about getting some extra recognition, what it really happens, the feature is you get a purple symbol next to your name if you're the top 3. The top number 1 is a bright purple, and then number 2 and number 3 are a dark purple symbol that shows a crown. Wow, right up my alley, because already you guys have crowns if you're members on the chat, right? So that's kind of cool. But it is kind of silly that it doesn't really do anything. Then again, there's a channel points feature over on CHIX that also does absolutely nothing. So it's just another silly thing. If you happen to super chat one day, you're going to get some bonus experience or some bonus, priority in the chat. But I don't really expect that this is going to do much at all. This seems like the beginning of a good idea that's not fleshed out yet. Again, much like everything that YouTube does. So I guess we'll see. Okay. But thank you guys for the early support. So I should say BattleDuck gifted another membership to try to test and see if it would work, and it didn't seem to do anything. So thank you, BattleDuck. That's another $3. That's right. And knowing Google, because BattleDuck says, knowing Google, it might look simple, but it's insanely convoluted behind the scenes. No, knowing Google, it'll be broken by tonight. Like by later tonight, the whole thing won't work. And then they'll have to take 2 weeks to fix it. That's how they are. All right, Danzak just did a $5 super chat and says millions of channel points sat idle, vibrating softly until they begin to chant in binary and reshape the emote wheel into a perfect spiral. Well, there you go. So thank you, Danzak. Now, theoretically, Danzak should be the number 1 person because that was $5 and that was the biggest contribution that anyone did, right? Let's see. Let me click on the leaderboard now. Yep, Danzak is in first. 250 experience for the $5 super chat. So you get 50 experience points per dollar. That's how it works. 50 points per dollar. when you do a super chat. Okay, there you have it. All right. Well, we got a little bit of something to mess around with today. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, it doesn't completely destroy my streams, right? Hopefully, there's not some kind of, it doesn't break it and it doesn't screw it. Hopefully not, right? I guess we'll see. Gabriel says, why do we only get 10 for a $1 contribution? Maybe it has to do with the size. Maybe the bigger the super chat, the more experience you get per dollar. It could be. I'm not sure. I mean, the only way we'll ever know is for all of you to keep doing larger super chats. So if someone does a $6, then a $10, then a $20, then a $50, then a $100, then a $200, then a $500, then a $1,000, then we can test those experience points and see how many you get. So let's test that right now. Didn't work. Oh, well. Klein says he thinks $200 will give 10,000 experience because he saw someone do it in a stream yesterday. What about $1 million? Exactly. What about $1 million super chat? How many points would you get for that? Let's find out. Anyway, I did get a tip this morning as well. It's a $2 tip. Could you please not entertain anything? Thank you. Okay. Someone's tipping $2 and talking about drama. No, absolutely not. People are saying it looks like you get locked at 75 experience from regular chatting, and that's it. Then you have to contribute to get higher than that. Dang, that's lame. Oh, really? It shouldn't get locked at 75 experience. It's just broken. Oh, are we shocked? Are we all shocked? I literally just said it ain't going to work, and now it's not working. That's great. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for the early support, guys. That's awesome because we are working towards 80, almost at 80, 60 goals hit of support. We're at 57 out of 60 right now. Okay. That means we have 3 goals to go to unlock DSP Tries It for this week. Now, obviously, I'd like to do one as soon as possible. I'd actually like to do it either today or tomorrow. Reason being, my wife is working those 2 days during the daytime. So it would make more sense. Man, my throat, I got gunk in there today. Hold on one second. Excuse me. Stupid allergies. I got gunk in my throat today. Okay, so I would like to do DSP Tries It either today or tomorrow because my wife is working. And when she comes home from work, it's nice if we do DSP Tries It that day so she doesn't have to cook dinner. So it would work either day. Now, we need three more goals. Each goal is $150, right? We are already a good head start of that. What are we at? 30-something here? So we're already on our way to hitting a goal today on this very first stream of the day. So when we hit 60 goals hit, it is DSP Tries It Super CHIX. And what I'd like to do today is take a look at their menu and maybe we could figure out what it is that I would actually like to check out for this DSP Tries It. All right, so here it is. The last true chicken sandwich, as you can see, they got tenders. They got chicken sandwiches. I don't even know what this is. What is that? Oh, that's a salad, isn't it? I think that's a salad with chicken on top. Oh, my God, look at that. That one looks like chicken doused in sauce. Let's take a look at their menu. So, ooh, the Korean barbecue sandwich. Try it before it's gone. Fusion food with flair. Look at that. So it looks like it's one of their chicken patties and some kind of a Korean barbecue sauce with some kind of a unique slaw, some pickles on a potato bun. It looks pretty good, doesn't it? That looks pretty delicious. The simple, filet with kosher pickles. The deluxe, filet with pickles, garlic, aioli, lettuce, and tomato. The Nashville hot, a filet tossed in Nashville hot sauce with pickles. Cheesy barbecue, oh boy. Filet with cheddar cheese, there it is, melted right there. Onion rings and barbecue sauce. The Buffalo Ranch, filet tossed in a classic buffalo sauce, pickles, and a buttermilk ranch sauce. Chicken sliders, so one tender with pickled and garlic aioli on 2 King Hawaiian rolls. That's what that is. Whoa, now we're starting to get more serious. Now we're starting to get to the more unique. Blackened Cajun, a blackened filet with garlic aioli, lettuce, and tomato. That looks pretty good. Crispy avocado. Look at this monstrous avocado wedge. Our famous breaded Gouda stuffed avocado, so it's stuffed with cheese. Garlic aioli, lettuce, and tomato. A Bacavo ranch. filet with bacon, sliced avocado. So this one is sliced but not breaded and fried and not stuffed with Gouda. Lettuce, tomato, and buttermilk ranch. And the cordon bleu, a filet with sliced ham, melted Swiss cheese, and a honey mustard sauce. So for me, I would probably get the special, the Korean. I would want to try the Korean barbecue. And then I would probably get another one. I don't know what. I would probably get something else pretty interesting here. Like maybe this one, maybe the blackened Cajun. Maybe that. Like one of those four probably. And then maybe the Korean barbecue. Okay? And then they have salads. House salad, Nashville hot salad, a Southwest salad, Asian sesame, buffalo ranch, crispy avo. So they also have tenders and fresh, never frozen jumbo tenders, hand breaded or grilled. Look at that. 2 to 6 tenders, depending on how many you want. Sides. They got regular fries. They look like shoestring fries, don't they? I could be wrong, but I think they look like the thin cut French fries. And that is a taste. Some people like them because they're more crispy. Some people don't like them because they don't have a lot of substantial, how can I say, like bite or mouthfeel because they're so thin. So cheese fries. Oh, it's queso blanco they put on their cheese fries. Loaded fries. Queso blanco, bacon, and green onion. Oh, they have fried pickles. That's cool. I had fried pickles once a long time ago, and I actually really liked them. Like, I didn't think they would be good, but I actually thought they were delicious. So I would probably get some fried pickles. And they also do house-made coleslaw. Now, kids' meals, but what I'm interested in, here we go. Frozen custard. That is very unique. Almost no one even does custard anymore. So for them to do frozen custard is kind of cool. They either do a single or double scoop cup, vanilla Dutch chocolate, or a special flavor of the week. I guess I'd have to see what that is. Cold fusions. This looks like the equivalent of, say, a Blizzard at Dairy Queen, where they take the custard and they're going to blend it with a topping. So they have Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, Mint Oreo, or Pretzel M&Ms. Interesting. And then hand-spun shakes. Vanilla Dutch chocolate or flavor of the week, strawberry cookie and cream, mint, and mint Oreo. And then, of course, pints of the custard. So good food, right? That looks unique to me. I would probably get 1 or 2 sandwiches. Maybe I would get a fries. I'd think about it. Or maybe I just get the fried pickles. I think the fried pickles is more interesting to me than French fries. And I would definitely get some kind of a custard. I don't know if it would be like one of the cold fusions or a shake. I would get something. Okay? So, that's cool. That's something unique and different for DSP Tries. I would compare that, if you remember, many months ago in the fall, I did a place that was called Katsu Burger, where it's, these burgers that are either pork or beef, but they're made in the style of katsu chicken, meaning it's like Japanese fried breading. And that was so unique. Remember, I got the Godzilla, and it was insanely huge. That's kind of the equivalent of what I'm thinking here, that they're a chicken specialty place, much like they were like a katsu specialty place. It's kind of the similar thing. So, the sooner the better. The sooner we hit the goals, the better. We have 3 goals to hit. And like I said, I would like to do it either today or tomorrow, because that would make sense. So that way my wife doesn't have to cook. All right, so let's get it going. Let's get some support rolling. We already have, 30-something bucks? I don't even know. Let's see. Excuse me. Let's see. King's Tax is rolling by. I'm going to see what it says here. We're at $36 of support. So thank you to those who supported early here. I realize it's to test, the leaderboard system. I get it. But it would be awesome if we could hit those goals. Now, what are the next 3 streams? This stream right now is obviously the Level 1 podcast and then the conclusion to Blueprints. All right, so let's talk about the conclusion to Blueprints. Ladies and gentlemen, Blueprints came out in, April or May? We've been playing it for over 2 months. If you're not aware, it's over 40 parts now. And if you do the math on how long the playthrough is, it's like 70 hours. I'm not kidding. It's one of the longest playthroughs I have done in recent memory. And we're still not done with the game. All right. For as much as I love Blueprints, I do think that the game had some missteps. And I think one of the biggest missteps is that the RNG is too strong for certain puzzles. When you can't solve a puzzle simply because of bad luck, and you have to keep retrying and retrying and retrying until by complete chance the stars align, that's kind of stupid. I could understand RNG in certain factors, but when you have puzzles, like the puzzle we're trying to do right now is the throne room puzzle. In one day, I have to get the shrine to spawn outside. I have to get the sledgehammer. All right. I have to get the throne room to actually draft in the mansion. I have to be able to enter room 46, which means you go to the throne room first. That unlocks the room, so you get in 46. And then once all that is happening, I have to backtrack out of the mansion to get to the shrine to grab this gem that's cursed and enter the throne room with the crown from room 46, the gem from the shrine, and the scepter, which I already have in my inventory. It is one of the most obscure, ridiculous things. And the best part, the game has never explained it or told you that you have to do this. It was discovered by people on the internet just messing around, but the game never explained it. So there's no way you would ever know that's what you need to do to unlock a puzzle. And I like a good cryptic puzzle game, but this game takes it to the extreme where you just have no clue what's going on half the time with some of these puzzles, and you just have to flub your way about or look it up on the internet to figure it out. The way I see it, this reminds me of a game called PT. Anyone remember that one? Playable teaser by Hideo Kojima before he split ways with Konami. So it was a first-person horror game where it was a puzzle game. There really was no threat. There really was no death. It was just creepy stuff happening all around you that would jump scare you. Now, there were puzzles you could solve, but the game never said there ever were. So you didn't know. Most people who played PT had no idea what they were doing, why they were doing it, or how to advance the game. And most people actually never finished it. There is an ending to PT, but the only way that people could figure it out was to actually go online and collectively share information about what they had found with this game. And within about a week, people finally got to the real ending. Okay? Now, as we know, sadly, PT never became a real game. Hideo Kojima parted ways with Konami, and here we are a decade later, and we still don't have a horror game from Hideo Kojima. As much as we would like one, he's making one, but he hasn't finished it yet, right? Okay, so why do I bring that up? Because basically that premise of hidden puzzles and nothing explained, all right, has basically carried itself into other games. And this game, Blueprints, oh my lord. Sometimes there's explanations to puzzles, but it's so hard to find the explanations. It's ridiculous. I think some of the explanation is actually going to happen if we get to the library today, because the library is going to have the final book that's supposed to be like the solutions or the secrets or something. So it might actually explain some of the stuff we haven't understood yet. But outside of that, it's like so hard to even know what you're doing or what these puzzles are. Half the time, I solve a puzzle and there's another puzzle behind the puzzle that you didn't know about. Now what do I do? So we're at the point where being like 70 hours into a playthrough, I have to end it. You know what I mean? People are like, there is an ending to the game, but it is so ridiculously hard to get in cryptic that there's no point. And by the way, there's no cutscene. There's nothing for it. It just says, okay, you solved the final puzzle, and then it just like continues. Like it never ends. The game just never has an ending. All right. That's kind of lame. I wish there was a definitive ending, but apparently there is none. So basically the game ends when you choose to stop playing it. So today I will choose to stop playing it when we solve this throne room puzzle. If we don't solve the throne room puzzle today, I'm still done with the game today. 70 hours of Blueprints is enough. And you know, I will say this. I have greatly enjoyed my time with this game. Every time that I play Blueprints, I feel like we're about to have a fun, relaxing, interactive time. And you know, when you get so familiar with the game and you pick up that controller and you walk into the game's world, you feel like you're at home. I really feel that way with Blueprints at this point. We've seen this mansion and these rooms and these environments so often over the last 2 to 3 months that it just feels like a nice, chill, safe place for us to hang out and have a good time and talk. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just fun, and I like it. But at the same time, there's absolutely no way that I can continue to play the game after 70 plus hours. All right. Like you got to get to the point where you draw the line. And that's the line I'm at right now is I just can't keep this in the rotation. We've got so many new games right now. We got Tony Hawk. I'm not even playing yet. We've got Donkey Kong Bonanza, and a new RoboCop game. Coming up in August, we got multiple new games. We can't keep playing blueprints. We've got to say it's time to end it. And the thing is, exactly, it was a good run. Bookworm said it best. It was a good run, no regrets. We saw so much of this game in the 70 hours I've been playing it that I don't regret the fact that now we're not going to keep going. It's just at some point you have to call it, right? So today we're calling it. I hope that you guys who like chill fun will stick around to hang out with me and have a good time on this final stream of Blueprints, and hopefully to solve this throne room puzzle together. Should be pretty fun to see how it ends, okay? What's up, everyone? Chris, how you doing? How is everyone doing today? Cracker Jacks, how you doing? Bookworm, how's it going? Because a lot of people are saying hi. What's up, Apollo? Your future stepdad, what's going on? Lukewarm Coconut, how you doing? Everyone was saying hi when I was talking about Blueprints. How's everyone doing? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I'm being asked, will I play Tony Hawk and do the Taco Bell box for the DLC code? Right now, we're not doing Tony Hawk. I want to play Tony Hawk, and I feel like eventually we'll get to it, just not right now. Now, will Taco Bell still have this Tony Hawk meal? Well, the Tony Hawk meal is a cheese quesadilla, a regular crunchy taco, chips and cheese, and a soda. Does that sound like a meal to you? It's nothing. It's normal stuff you can get. It's awful. So if I'm going to do anything from Taco Bell, I would maybe try their new chicken tender stuff, but it's just not much to work with for DSP Tries It. That's why when I saw this, I saw Super CHIX, I was like, oh, that's like way better. That's like way more interesting to try than this freaking, you know, non-menu at Taco Bell. So, anyway, so Blueprints concludes today. Please stick around and hang out with me for the conclusion, and let's hit this goal. Let's have a final show of support for awesome puzzle games, because let's be honest, I never play puzzle games. Almost never, right? I skip pretty much every puzzle game out there, and this was one that I gave a crazy long playthrough to. I very much enjoyed, super unique, and I do recommend it to anyone who likes puzzle games. This hair is bothering me. I'm going to go brush my hair in a second. I recommend it to anyone who likes puzzle games. It's a super good game. But as a content creator, I got to call it, okay? And there you have it. As you can see, I am a master of my body, and through sheer force of will, I was able to control my hair and make that point go down. I totally didn't pause the recording and come back. Anyway, cool. Eternal Napalm, how are you doing? He had a 47-month membership notification. Looking forward to your return to Genshin Impact. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, I've really been just with bated breath. I've been waiting to return to the world of Genshin Impact. I've missed so much in the last 2-3 years that I've been away. I know. Anyway, thanks for the support. So, okay. So, by the way, those of you just joining on YouTube, we have a new channel points system in effect for each stream. As you can see, if you take a look at the upper right-hand corner of your chat screen, you should see a top fans leaderboard. That is based on how much you chat, how much you like things, and if you super chat or do a super sticker. Those things are counted towards there, and that's where that leaderboard is based. The top 3 get a purple symbol next to their name in chat. So if you super chat, you will likely propel yourself to the top of that leaderboard today. That just launched this morning on my channel. So, cool weed shirt. Well, would you like to actually see what the shirt is? Hold on. Hold on one second. It's not really weed. It's actually a bunch of like palm trees and stuff. See? Pretty nice shirt. Brand new. Nice one. And it's not bright green, so let's test something. Ready? Ah, the green screen effect does not delete the shirt. I just turned it on, and as you can see, the shirt's still here. So that's good. It means that I'll be able to use the effects today playing Blueprints. What's going on, Jasper Kitty? How you doing, buddy? Hey, everyone. Jasper's back. Jasper's back. I know you guys missed him. You haven't seen him in a couple weeks. Jasper Kitty has returned. Jasper, if you look at this camera right here, no, this one. He's looking at me. No, this one over here, people will be able to see you better. You won't look at this camera. Hold on. Ready? There's Jasper Kitty. There he is. There he is. Okay. Very nice. Okay. He's a cat. He can't understand English. That's absolutely preposterous. He knows exactly what I'm saying. He just chooses to ignore it. Trust me. He just completely chooses to ignore me 99% of the time. All right. All right. So, the conclusion of Blueprints today. Let's hit a support goal to get to 58 out of 60 goals on this stream. Now, if we get overwhelming support, if we get a whole bunch of subs, if we get a big tip, if we get a bunch of super chats, and we hit multiple goals, maybe we'll actually get DSP Tries It today. I would be more than happy to do DSP Tries It Super Chicks on this very stream, but that would mean that we have to raise $414, $414 from now, because we're already at 36? So 414, and then we'll do DSP Tries It right now on stream. Well, not right now, but at the end of this gameplay segment, we'll order Super Chicks, okay? Now, tonight, on the late stream, it's going to be a fun session of chill Minecraft interactive streaming. I'm going to work on finishing the tree house, I should say. That's going to be on top of my house. That's going to be a big lookout, okay? That's going to be really neat. I'm excited to do that tonight. I'm going to do multiple tiers. I'll probably do 2 tiers of a tree house. You can see different things. I'll probably put stuff in there, too, for storage or whatever. It'll be pretty cool. I wonder if there's like a telescope in the game or something like that, or binoculars. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I can put something up there that you can see out in the distance. So I'm going to be working on that tonight. And, of course, if it rains, I'll fish, and we'll do various other things. I don't know if we'll explore tonight, only because I want a more chill stream. But we'll see how it goes. See if we can do like a double-decker treehouse tonight on top of my house in Minecraft on the late stream. That's around 7 p.m. Pacific time, okay? Now, tomorrow, the daytime stream will be more GTA 4 with mods, all right? The playthrough so far has done well in the first 2 streams that we've done. People have really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to more. We're just still in the intro stages of the game. You know, we've done some missions for Little Jacob and Badman. We're doing the missions for Faustin now, but this is still early on. You know, we haven't really gotten into the meat of the game yet, but we will get there soon. So I hope that you guys will come back tomorrow, and if we hit a support goal once a stream, 1 on this stream, 1 tonight for Minecraft, and 1 tomorrow for GTA, that means that we will do DSP Tries It Super Chicks tomorrow on stream. Now, that's my goal. That's what I want. I want to do it tomorrow. I hope that we can actually do it tomorrow. So let's get it going. Please let's get some support on today's streams. Very nice. Okay. Now, outside of that, we got a lot going on this week. Later this week on Thursday, it is the premiere of Donkey Kong Bonanza, the big new release for Switch 2. Finally, a reason to play the Switch 2 outside of just playing Mario Kart Online for a month. And I'm excited for that. It looks great. You know, from all the footage that we've seen, the game looks like the not spiritual successor, but kind of like the successor to Super Mario Odyssey, because they never made a sequel. But this game apparently was made by the same dev team, and it looks great. So I'm very excited to start Donkey Kong Bonanza this Thursday. Now, I will have a special animation and a special sound effect that will play for this playthrough for a $20 super chat or a $20 tip. So anyone who does a $20 super chat or $20 tip, you'll get to see a very special animation. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to spoil it. But hopefully you guys will come by on Thursday and you will support that stream and you will see the special animation that has been created for this playthrough. Now, I'm playing it all day Thursday for the record. So for those who are excited for a hot new release, all day Thursday will be Donkey Kong Bonanza, okay? Good stuff. Okay, well, that is what I had to talk about for today's podcast. No lie, I had about 40 minutes. I wanted to talk about the new chat stuff. We're done. So what I'd like to do is open up the podcast to Q&A. If you guys tag me in the chat, I'll respond. And if you do a contribution, I'll shout it out, and we'll get some momentum rolling. Let's hit that goal. Let's get Super Chicks. And let's see what you guys have to talk about today. By the way, the theme of today for Blueprints, it's called Riptide. It's supposed to be like waves crashing in, and I like it a lot. It makes my office feel very cool, nice cooling blue today, which I need because we're in the middle of the summer. So, yes, Jasper Kitty was absolutely fine during my unscheduled time off. He was good. Clyde says, it looks like with the new channel points, you get 75 experience, then there's a cooldown, then you'll earn another 75 experience, then there's another cooldown. Interesting. Yeah, I see that. I see. So Dan Zach, who did the $5 super chat, is in first place with 250 points. King Gabriel's in second place with 185. Axel Donkey is in third place with 150, tied with Clyde for 150. Felix the Maid is at 85 at fifth place, and then everyone else is tied at 75. That's what it looks like to me. Anyway, so I don't know. I don't know how it works. So I will say this, today's support on Kick would be much appreciated, and here's why. I had a great return stream on Saturday, and the Saturday night stream was dead on Kick, 0 support. And then yesterday, during the daytime, I received 1 sub on Kick the entire stream, and it was actually from someone from YouTube. Now, last night, we did get some subs on Kick. That was nice. But basically, since I've been back 5 streams, only 2 did I really get any support from Kick. And that support is appreciated because, hey, Kick is a significant source of support for me. So please, today, if you're watching on Kick, please support via either becoming a sub or gifting some subs to the community. Let's get some momentum rolling over on Kick, okay? Yes, I am planning on playing the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection Axel. I like the classic Mortal Kombats. They're not the best competitive games, but they're fun to mess around with. And I would love to return back to that era of 90s arcades. I will give it a shot and see how it goes. Likely I'll suck at it, but I'll still have fun. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to see the new experience stuff, Dr. Jedi. That sounds like something on your end, because it seems like everyone else can. What month do I think Metroid Prime 4 will release? I have no clue. I'm going to be honest with everyone. If that game was ready to come out, you would already know about it. The fact that Nintendo is giving 0 information about Metroid Prime 4 is not a good sign. I don't believe it's coming out this year. I could be wrong, but I'm actually very skeptical that that game will be coming out this year. Any idea if Kick will have a bit system like Twitch? I mean, that was the rumor, but I mean, who knows? It would make sense if they did. I don't know why they rely solely on subs, quite frankly. Like, I think the sub model is fine, but people want to be able to contribute other ways. And only the one way, you know, I think they should have a system. I just wonder why they're dragging their feet. Your favorite is still Mortal Kombat 2, Axel? Mine is Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Because that game is when the game started to actually become more competitive, a wider cast. You know, the run makes the game a lot more interesting with combos and the like. So Ultimate MK3 is my favorite. Solo says, if you could get a dream car without any charge, what would it be? I have no idea. I've told you guys, I am not a car guy. I don't know about cars. I don't really care about cars. For me, a dream car is a car that's comfortable and works every time I turn it on and doesn't cost a ton of money to fill the gas tank and doesn't break down often. I don't care about anything else. So there you go. You know, maybe if I looked into it, I would have an answer, but I would need to research cars. I don't even know anything about modern cars, and cars have changed a lot in the last 5 to 10 years, especially with all these hybrids and electric cars and shit. I don't know anything about them. So I can't really fairly answer that question. I'd have to redo all kinds of crazy research and stuff. Who is my main in Ultimate MK3? Let's see. Well, in regular MK3, it was Cyrax. In Ultimate MK3, I still liked him, but he wasn't as good. If I remember correctly, I played as Smoke. I think I used a little bit of Sector. I think I used a little bit of Striker. I'm trying to remember. I liked Shiva, but then they patched the game and she got way worse. When it first came out, Shiva was like godlike, like one of the best in the game. And then they patched her significantly. So she had like that stomp special move became completely worthless. It went from being one of the best moves in the game to the most worthless move. Anyone could just stop it like a jab. So I'm trying to remember the rest of the cast. I think I used Scorpion. I can't remember. It's been a long time. If I started playing it again, I'd probably remember. Captain says he got Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West for PC. Cool. That's awesome. I've heard that the games actually run pretty well on PC and are pretty gorgeous, so you should probably enjoy that. Good stuff. Yeah, everyone used Cabal. Everyone used Cabal in Ultimate MK3. I didn't really use them. Everyone used them back in the day, but I didn't use the character. They are. Spawn Killer says, I'm surprised they're not making a new Bioshock. Number one, they are. And number two, the person who made the original Bioshock doesn't work for the company anymore, and he's making his own game too. So there is a new Bioshock in development, and then there's another game called Judas being made by the guy who made the original Bioshock. And so there's like 2 new games that are going to be similar to Bioshock coming out at some point. You played Jade inside. Oh, yeah, Jade was good. Jade was good in Ultimate MK3. I forgot all about that character. That's right. Would I consider playing Astrobot again? Not really. Been there, done that, played the whole game, did the Christmas level. I don't see what else there is to do. I know that there's a few DLCs, but who cares? That game was good. It is not Game of the Year. The Game Awards are such a hideous joke. That game is nowhere close to being Game of the Year from last year. Those people are idiots. It just shows they're non-gamers who are fucking voting for that thing. It's a fine game, but it doesn't even do anything to break new ground at all. Oh, yes, the old school AIs all read your button inputs. That's correct. Back in the day, anytime you played a fighting game against the CPU, if you played it on the harder difficulties, the CPU would outright read your inputs and counter. And it would cheat too. Like, for example, old school Street Fighter, right? Like Street Fighter 2, you'd be facing Guile, and Guile would just be standing like this, and you jump, and he does a flash kick. You're like, wait a minute. Flash kick. Flash kick is charged down for 2 seconds, up plus kick. How did he do a standing flash kick? He wasn't charging. The game doesn't care. The game says, fuck you. I have every button is a move mapped. I just watch this. Bloop, do whatever I want. The game is absolutely full of shit. All the old school fighting games were like that. Father Time wants a what's up. Should I give Father Time a what's up? What do you guys think? What classic Halo game is my favorite? Reach. Halo Reach. That does suck, Captain. He says he accidentally bought the wrong version of Horizon, and he had to rebuy a different edition so his mods would work with it. That does suck ass because, for example, same thing happened with GTA 4. There's like 3 versions of GTA 4, and I had to buy the specific one for mods to work, but I could have accidentally bought a different one where they wouldn't have worked. It's tricky. You got to be very careful on PC with these mods and to get them to work. Danzak did another $5 super chat. So now he is firmly in the #1 position on the leaderboard today on YouTube chat. What are your thoughts on Umamumusumamu? I can't stop playing it. I don't know what that is. What's Umamuzumumu? What is that? I'll have to look it up. I don't even know what that is. Here, let me see. Let's take a look. Uma Muzuma Hozabuma. Uma Muzumuma Pretty Derby. What the hell is this? What the hell is this shit? Translates to horse girl in Japanese. The term refers to the anthropomorphized characters in Uma Musumo Pretty Derby franchise who are depicted as young women with horse-like features, like ears and tails. What the fuck? This is bizarre shit. People are weird. So if you want to fuck a horse, play Umazuma Goobaduma now on your phones. Good for you. Jesus. Anyway. No, I did not read Animorphs growing up. That's not your style? Oh, I'm sorry. What do you fuck? Sheep over there? Save us GTA 6? Sheep or maybe cows? What do you fuck? Weirdos. No, this is like a viral weirdo meme. It really is. Like, the game actually has gone viral and apparently is weirdly popular. It's fucking bizarre shit. No, I've not seen the Ghost of Yote State of Play. It's long, right? So I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. I'll have to take a look at it. Maybe I'll just watch it in my own off time, and then I'll give you guys my opinion on a stream. But I don't think I'm going to have enough time to watch it on a stream. It seems like it's too lengthy. Bestiality. It's what Sonic's all about these days. So maybe Sonic, there you go. Maybe Sonic the Hedgehog loves the game. Maybe he's playing it nonstop. What was the game that I reacted to that was like BioShock and had time mechanics? Singularity. Time Zombies. Time zombie. Zombie, zombie time. It's time for zombies, the time zombies. All right, guys, listen. Let's hit this support goal before we even start with blueprints. Why? Because when we start with blueprints, undoubtedly half the audience is going to leave. That always happens. So let's get some support right now. Let's get some momentum. Let's get a super chat, and whoever does the super chat will likely be the #1 chatter on the new Top Fans leaderboard. Let's get a tip to beat this $2 tip that we have as the top tip. Let's get some subs over on Kick. Let's get that support rolling right now. Let's get some momentum. Let's get some shout-outs going, and let's get some hype. Here we go. Let's do it. Let's get someone to beat all the top contributions, which are super low. $5 top super chat, $2 top tip. Let's beat those right now. Do I own a PlayStation Portal? No. Isn't the PlayStation Portal the device where you can play your PS5 like portably in your house? No, I don't have that. I also have no desire to play my PS5 portably in my house. The Kojima horror game was canceled by Xbox, was it? It was? When did that happen? The one where he was working with what's his name, the filmmaker, and Guillermo del Toro? It's canceled? Are you fucking serious? Well, Captain, I wish you the best with your work this week. Hopefully things go well for you. Jeremy says, Daigo's been saying the new Street Fighter games are too easy. He's worried they're not as hard to win as the old ones, and it might make it less fun to get good at the game. No shit. Like, guys, you gotta understand something, all right? In Street Fighter 6, I have gotten, 6, 7, 8 characters to master rank, okay? I don't like the game. I don't like it at all. It's boring. It's incredibly, now that the meta has been established, the game is insanely boring. Every match feels exactly the same. Every person plays the characters exactly the same. You go to sleep. There's nothing interesting about the game at all, yet Capcom doesn't seem to care because the competitive community keeps playing it and giving it money because they're suckers and they need to make content out of it to make a living, right? If the competitive community admitted, yeah, this game actually isn't very good, then how would they make a living? Because all the tournaments would shut down, all the streams would be non-existent, and no one would care about the game. So they have to keep playing, they have to keep hyping, they have to keep lying. The game is not good. The game is boring. It's actually better than Street Fighter V, but that's not saying much. Street Fighter V was the worst numbered Street Fighter, but this game was designed with so much online play in mind that literally playing a pattern and doing the same thing over and over is how you play it. Guessing and doing the same rock, paper, scissors pattern is not how you're supposed to play a fighting game. There's supposed to be a level of intelligence, reaction, baiting, trapping, zoning, footsies, mix-ups. There's none of that. It's literally just play a pattern and just practice the pattern more and more and guess correctly. The game is terrible. But that's how they've done with this game. Like, they didn't care because they wanted to make a game that looked nice and was flashy and that anyone could do flashy stuff. That's exactly what they've done. They've made it the easiest to play Street Fighter in history. It also is one of the worst. It was good the first year before the meta was exposed. Once everyone figured it out and now everyone plays the game exactly the same, the game's boring as shit. That's why I'm not excited to go back to it. That's why I stayed away from it for over 2 months. That's why I didn't play Elena. That's why I haven't touched it. I do want to try out Sagat when he comes out. More than likely, here's what'll happen. I'll buy the season pass, I'll play it for a week or two, play Sagat, get bored, and fucking give it a rest for another 2 months. Because it's just not an interesting game anymore. It's sad because I liked it when it came out, but that's the problem, is it loses its luster when you realize it's the same thing over and over. It's boring as shit. The old mailman did a $5 super chat and asked, would you consider simul streaming on Twitch again? Pros and cons. Thanks for the show. Well, here's the thing. Why did I leave Twitch? There's two main reasons why I left Twitch. After streaming on Twitch for 5 years, Twitch overnight, without any warning, removed my partner status. When I asked them why, because they gave me no reason when they did, they responded claiming that I had used hateful speech. When I said, what hateful speech are you talking about? Because I'm not a racist and I don't use hate speech. They said they don't have to tell me, but I'm welcome to reapply in a year to get my partnership back. To which I said, what's the point? If you don't tell me what I do wrong, I could never improve my conduct. Therefore, there's no reason for me to ever reapply because I could just easily be making the same mistake. And you're too ignorant to know that, apparently. That's ridiculous. So for about another year, another month, I wanted to say, I completely misspoke. I did keep streaming on Twitch to see if I could make a living just on tips. Then they suspended my stream telling me that I said the N-word, which I didn't. So I told them, no, I didn't. And then they said, oh, our mistake, and unsuspended my stream. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Number one, you tell me I do something wrong. I ask you what I did wrong and to provide evidence so I don't do it again. And you tell me you don't have to. Yes, you do. In reality, if I sued Twitch, I would have won that case because you can't back out of a contract without evidence that someone did something that violated the contract. Or else every single contract on earth would be null and void whenever someone just said, I don't want to do it anymore. So it's bullshit. I could have sued them. I would have won. I would have got my partnership back. I would have got lost revenue. I would have got it all. But there was no point because it would have taken years. Okay? That's number one. But number two, the fact that they over there have such bad moderation that on a whim, on someone just false flagging you, saying you did something you didn't do, that they will suspend your entire business until you clap back and say, no, I didn't, prove it. And then, oh, you're right, you didn't. I'm not going to work there. That is insanely unprofessional. Insanely. All right? So I have been streaming on YouTube now for over 4 years. I've never had a single issue like that. I have been streaming on CHIX since the fall. I haven't had a single issue on CHIX whatsoever. So why is it I can stream on YouTube and CHIX with no problems, but only on Twitch there's an issue? It sounds like the issue's not with me. It sounds like the issue's with their fucked up business and the fact that they have fake ass moderators that are volunteers that are fucking pimple-faced nerds and kids that don't know what the fuck they're doing, and the fact that they're completely unprofessional. I don't want to work with Twitch because Twitch is a shitty place to be. They have absolutely bad attitudes towards certain kinds of content, which makes no sense. They actually promote bad actors and let them get all of the attention and favoritism while others get treated like dirt. They can kiss my fucking ass. I'm never going back to Twitch. Oh, by the way, and this is something that I absolutely need to emphasize. You ready for this? Twitch pays less than anyone else. By a lot. Twitch pays you less to stream on there than any other streaming service. You get less of a cut than YouTube, less of a cut than Kick, less of a cut than Rumble. So why the fuck are you streaming there unless you're an idiot? No, I mean it. Why would you be streaming on Twitch unless you're a moron when you always get paid more elsewhere? There's literally not one logical fucking reason to stream on Twitch. Not one. No one can actually justify streaming on Twitch besides saying, oh, it's the best place for discoverability. It's the fucking worst place for discoverability. More people are streaming on Twitch than anywhere else, so how the fuck are you going to get discovered, you stupid idiot? That makes no sense at all. Do you want to know who likes streaming on Twitch? Liberal lefties! Because Twitch is run by liberal lefties who protect liberal lefties. So if you like acting like a weirdo, dyeing your hair and dressing up and pretending and being a fucking just degenerate, go to Twitch. They'll protect you. Outside of that, if you're a normal fucking human, go anywhere else and they'll pay you more money. There you go. So in reality, can one singular person in my chat right now justify a reason to actually stream on Twitch? What would be the reason to actually stream on Twitch? A better chat? Well, I would argue that the Kick chat is pretty close to the Twitch chat. It's almost identical with features and the like. I mean, it doesn't have super chats, or I should say cheers right now, but it's getting there, right? An extended audience base, and that's about it. Exactly, right? Like, yeah, if you want to say, oh, I'm literally streaming to everywhere, but outside of that, there's no point. You get nothing. There's no benefit from being over there. You get paid less. You get moderated to the out of crazy reasons for no fucking reason. They're completely unprofessional of a company. They suck shit. I'm not going back to them. They can kiss my fucking ass. You'll be back later. All right, Captain. I'll see you later, man. All right, so thank you to the old mailman. We got World Weather Authority, 6 months as a member here on YouTube, and says, glad to see you back, Phil. I hope all is well. Thank you so much for that. And Danzak did another $2 super chat. What are your thoughts on French Canadians? Oh, I don't know. I don't have any thoughts on French Canadians. I have very few thoughts on French Canadians. Or what I should say is this. I have very few thoughts to begin with, and the few thoughts that I have are usually not about French Canadians. So there you go. All right, we're at $50 of support. We're a third of the way to the goal. Let's keep that rolling. Who's going to beat our leaderboard here? Who's going to be a bigger than a $5 super chat right now and propel themselves into the top spot of the top fan today on YouTube? Who is going to be bigger than a $2 tip? $2? That's the best you can do. Who's going to top $2? And who is going to be the first person to gift a second sub on Kick, because we only have one this morning? Let's get some support. The old mailman just did another $5 super chat. Now he's number 2 in the top fans rankings today. I was assuming widening the net could bring in more passive income, same as streaming on TikTok, but if the pay sucks, I understand. No, it's literally the worst. I would argue the only bonus to streaming on Kick is the Prime subs, where everyone who has Amazon Prime gets the 1 free sub a month. So you do get some, it's like passive behind the scenes income for those who just give you their Prime sub. But outside of that, it's not worth the hassle. Do you really want to stream somewhere where every day someone's going to falsely accuse you of doing something you didn't do, and they're so fucking dumb they actually hit you with the penalty like you did it, and then you say, no, I didn't, and then they reverse it? Or worse yet, you say, I didn't do what you're saying, show me what you mean, and they say, we don't have to prove anything, see you in a year. What the fuck is wrong with them? Like, really, that's the most unprofessional treatment I've ever seen in my fucking life, and I'd like to see what harebrained fucking idiot at Twitch made that decision against me. Because can you imagine running your business like that? We can penalize people who are making us money and then not tell them why. One of the dumbest fucking people on earth, that's who did that. Literally has to be a fucking dunderheaded dunce who can't tie their own fucking shoes and their mommy changes their fucking diapers every night. Because you can't actually be in business and know what you're doing and act like that. You can't. You have to be a fucking loser moron. No, I'm not going to go back and play Okami. What are you talking about? We tried Okami and I was loving it. When Okami had that HD remake or whatever, I was loving it, but people said they were bored, so I stopped playing it. It was very similar to like a Zelda game, and I actually really enjoyed the gameplay loop and everything. People said it was boring. Yes, they allow people, certain people, to get away with whatever they want. Whoever they think is aligned with their political beliefs or their agendas, they protect and let them do whatever they want. But anyone else, remember, it was at the exact same time, both myself and Wings of Redemption, both were kicked out of the Twitch partner program. They claimed for different reasons, but they never justified the reasons. They just did it. So what it is they didn't want us in their partner program because they're a bunch of lefty losers. And they were, these guys, lolcows, we don't want them making money on our site. Well, you can fucking suck it. Because no one needs you. You're the past. Really. Twitch is the fucking past, and they are going to fail. The only people left are going to be the weirdo fucks. NJZ, I don't know how I would use mouse controls. He says, are you going to use mouse controls with the upcoming Metroid Prime 4? I don't know how I could. Like, I guess I would have to use the table here to try to aim. I guess technically I could. I don't know how much better than a controller it would be. I just find it bizarre that they released this console. Oh, and one of the new things is mouse controls. Yeah, what uses it? Oh, nothing. Oh, how many games does it have? 1. Oh. Oh, okay. World Weather Authority did a $6 super chat. Can you share advice on getting started with live streaming games for the first time? I stream weather, but I'd like to do gaming soon. Thank you. You have to be more specific than that. Literally saying live streaming games. What are you talking about? Are you talking about the technical aspect? Are you talking about how to stream in general, how to behave, what kind of games, how to stream, the scheduling? There's a zillion things. I mean, that's such a broad question. There's no way I could ever answer it. I would need to know what you mean by that. You'd have to be way more specific. You'd have to hone in your question and wind it in and ask me something more specific for me to answer. But you are the top super chatter with that. So thank you. So how are we doing with this new leaderboard? Let's take a look. So Dan Zach is in the lead with 675 experience points. Then we have the old mailman in second place with 500 experience points. World Weather Authority is in third place with 325 experience points. Sadly, King Gabriel has been demoted. He was number 1. He's down to number 4 with 235. Then we got Axel Donkey and Apollo both tied at 175. And everyone else is below them around 150. Okay, what else you guys want to chat about today? What's on your minds? And thank you for the early support. Let's keep it going. Let's keep that momentum. Like I said, let's hit that goal by the end of the podcast. Let's hit the goal so we can just chill with blueprints and try to solve this final puzzle. Why not stream to Rumble? Well, Rumble, from what I'm to understand, number 1, you're very discoverable if you're political. I'm not political. I tried it, it didn't work. No one liked it. So I don't think that streaming on Rumble, I wouldn't really get the discoverability there, right? Like being on Rumble, I don't know how much it would really benefit me. People are going there for politics and right-wing stuff, and I'm not making that content. So would I get 20 viewers on Rumble? Like, would it matter? No, I don't think so. Dan Zach did a $2 super chat. He says, do you think VTubers bring any value to Twitch? You know, I don't know because I don't know anything about them. I don't want to misspeak and be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I don't know anything about them. I mean, isn't a VTuber just a regular streamer, but they use a virtual avatar? So what's the difference? Why would they be any worse or any better than a regular streamer? I don't think. I think they're just fine. Maybe they just don't want to expose their real life, you know, their real life body, their real life. And I understand that. I totally understand wanting to protect your real life identity from all the shit that I've been through. 1,000,000%, I totally understand wanting to protect who you are on the internet and not have people see who you really are. You know? Stuart just did a £5 super chat. And that is the top super chat of the day because that's $6.72. He says, I need some of that experience. So thank you, Stuart. You're now number 3 on the leaderboard, by the way. Yeah, so everyone is coming and asking what's going on. This is the new chat feature. It was just added to my channel today, but other channels have had this for like 2 months. It's based on how much you chat, and it's based on super chats and super stickers. So obviously, if you do a super chat or a super sticker, it gives you way more points than if you're just chatting. But that's what it is, and it's a ranking system that basically shows who's been the biggest contributors or whatever. So there you go. And for the record, for what I'm going to understand, because Ian S. just asked a question, he says, it's weird. Did you notice the leaderboard actually shows your channel name rather than your chat name? From what I'm going to understand, YouTube is changing, and all you're ever going to see is channel names from now on. They're going to remove the other name, and it's just going to be @ and your channel name. So I think we're all going to have to get used to that. For me, it's @DSPGaming no matter what. It's always been @DSPGaming, so it's no big deal. But for others, it might show something different that you're not go by. You might be confused. I'm pretty sure people are saying other channels have already adopted to that, and mine is one of the last. Again, my channel gets everything last, all the changes for some reason. I don't know why. The old mailman just did a $10 super chat. Biggest super chat of the day. I'd like to see a redux, or it's like a redo, of the games that started your career, like Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions or Infamous 1. I've been watching on and off since 2008, and those are nostalgia playthroughs for me. I would love to do Infamous 1. I wish they would remaster it. I don't know why they act like the games don't exist. The only way you can play Infamous 1 right now is on a base PS3, which I don't have and can't capture from, or via the PS Plus Premium subscription. I believe they have Infamous 1 and 2. I could be wrong. It might just be 2, but I think they have 1 and 2. So I could do it there, but the thing is there is reduced resolution, like it's a little bit pixelated, and there's a little bit of input delay. It's not horrible, but it's not the same. So really, there's just no way to play it, right? Now, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, that I could play if I wanted to. I just need to get it on like the Xbox 360 version, but then you could play it on like Xbox One, right? I wonder if they actually have it on PC. They probably do. Oh, they don't, apparently. Not on Steam, anyway. I don't see it on there either. I guess it's not on PC. I would probably have to try to get a legacy version digitally on like an old Xbox or something. I don't even know how I would do it, honestly. I don't know how I would make that happen, old mailman. But thank you for the super chat. Yeah, it could be cool to go down memory lane and do new playthroughs of the classic games. Oops, I screwed that up. Supposed to be over here. So that gets us up to 79. Thank you so much, old mailman. By the way, now the old mailman is the #1 top chatter. He has overtaken Dan Zach with that $10 super chat. So now it is old mailman in first, and it is Dan Zach in second. Stuart is currently in third, and World Weather Authority has been completely kicked off the top 3 leaderboard. Axel did a $5 super chat. You should do a few streams of Left 4 Dead 2 with mods. That would be great. There's so many mods around for that. Oh, really? See, I'm just getting into the world of mods, so I don't really know too much about them. You know, GTA 4 with mods is a big one that I'm doing right now, and probably I will do more in the future. Like, if that's a good suggestion, I'll definitely look into it. Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions was delisted, so you can't even get it. Oh, man. And I guess we're not playing it. What did I like better, Infamous or Prototype? Infamous. Prototype was all right, but Infamous was amazing. The best graphics with no glitching. Like, Prototype was full of glitches and shit. But Infamous was, like, polished, amazing gameplay, outstanding graphics, great story. Like, everything about Infamous was great. Prototype was fun to play, but, man, there was a lot of rough edges that were exposed as you get further into the game. I never finished Splinter Cell Conviction because of the copyright strikes. And by the time that everything got cleared up, no one wanted it anymore. People wanted a new game, so I said, screw it, and I never went back to it. That was back in the day, 2010, when I got all those false copyright strikes. Evil Within 2 was my favorite because it was less linear. It had side content that was very fun to do, including, I remember the ghost missions, where there was a ghost kind of haunting you in a particular house, and it was pretty neat. I really liked that about the game. I liked that it was de-linear, and you could do exploration and extra content and stuff. Do the channel points do anything? They give you ranking. That's about it. From my knowledge, that's all they do. Gabriel did a $5 super chat. Thank you, Gabriel. Would you consider doing a special of your personal experiences with Sega versus Nintendo wars of the 80s and 90s? Essentially, this revived gaming. I could. We could do that. Maybe do a marathon where, like, not only do I outline and talk about what was happening during that time, but we play some of the best games of that era. That could be an interesting event that I do at some point. We'd have to find a downtime in gaming to do it. But I could do that. I played Eternal Champions. I never really liked it. Eternal Champions was a case of a game that everyone hyped. But when you actually played it, if you were actually into competitive fighting games, you realized it wasn't good. But the people who liked it were people who weren't into competitive fighting games. They just liked gory games. So like, oh, I love Mortal Kombat. Oh, well, Eternal Champions is more of that. That's all it really was. It didn't really play very well. Would I consider playing indie horror games like Kiosk, Helios Hotel, and Mega, etc.? I played Kiosk. I have a full playthrough on this channel from like February. I don't know about the others, but absolutely, I would consider playing indie horror games. I'm down for it. You guys know I love horror games, so the more the merrier. Let's see. Sylvania says the mod community recently developed an enhanced edition of the first Splinter Cell on PC. That could be fun to play one day. There you go. I've only played the one, right? That was the only Splinter Cell I ever even played, and I never finished it. No, my parents have never been gamers, never been into video games whatsoever. It's been a big disconnect in my life because when I was younger, I was into, watching certain cartoons like He-Man and G.I. Joe and Transformers, and I got the toys. My dad would play with the toys with me, my friends as well, but we would all play, that stuff. And then when I got into video games, my dad and I would play the Atari 7800 together, and that was fun. We would play games like Karateka, Moon Patrol, Pitfall, Ball Blazer, and more. But as soon as the NES came out and I started going to arcades, that was the disconnect. Like, I remember my dad would take me to the arcade and he would go, like, sit in the back and read books and do homework because he was going, like, to night school at the time. And he wouldn't pay attention. He wouldn't pay attention to the games or nothing. My mom, she's the least technical savvy person on the planet. So, no, like, they were always completely disconnected from video games and didn't really care about them. Old Mailman did a $5 super chat and says, did you get to the bottom of who the hell Steve Jones was? I never played a Splinter Cell game after your playthrough ended. I mean, of course not. It was just someone abusing the copyright system before people mass abused it. I was one of the first cases of people actually using that system for malicious reasons. Even YouTube was shocked that it happened. And you can't figure out who does that shit. There's no way. Buckwell says, Santa always gifted my dad the newest console for Christmas, and me and my brother couldn't fight over it. Huh? I don't get that. I don't know what you mean by that. Why wouldn't you fight over it? Because your dad owned it? Why couldn't you get it? I'm very confused. How did I first get into streaming? Was it an easy choice to make? I'm going to start soon, but I'm on the fence, says World Weather Authority. Now, when you say streaming, are you saying specifically live streaming and interacting with an audience? Do you mean just live streaming in general without interaction? Or are you saying content creation? Because all three of those things are actually legit different. I was a content creator, i.e. YouTuber first. Then, after many years of doing the on-demand videos only, then I adopted live streaming in 2013. I think it was 2013, but I wasn't interactive. I was streaming the content, but I wasn't talking with the audience or even acting like they were there. I didn't start doing actual interaction with the audience until 2017. So 2017 to now would be considered the era when I'm actually a live interactive streamer on the internet. Before then, it was more just like on-demand content creation. Very different kind of content, to be frank. So if you can refine your question, again, I'd be more than happy to answer in a more detailed fashion. Wilson just did a $15 super chat. That's the biggest super chat of the day. So first of all, let's get Wilson on the leaderboard. We're now up to 109 of support. We're almost to the goal. Let's hit that goal before the podcast ends. Wilson says, genuine question, what's the worst fighting game you've ever played? And I'm curious what fighting game in modern times is also the worst in your opinion. Well, I don't play all the modern fighting games. Of the ones that I recently played, Mortal Kombat 1 by far, hands down, is the worst. It was really not a lot of effort put into it. All they did was add in these assist characters called cameos. The game is insanely simplistic when it comes to its gameplay elements, like high-low mix-ups into juggles. That's it. That's the whole game. And the online play was the worst. Had the worst connections of the big three. Street Fighter, Tekken, and Mortal Kombat 1. Oh my God, Mortal Kombat 1 by far had the absolute worst connections. So definitely Mortal Kombat 1 recently. Of all time, that's hard to say. There were so many crappy shovelware games back in the 90s that were all trying to capitalize either off Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat that, you can say, oh, Shaq Fu. Oh God, Cosmic Carnage, right? There were so many like that where they were 2D fighters that played like shit. Some people say that game Kasumi Ninja is terrible. I never played it, but I've seen it, And then, of course, you got to ask, what constitutes a fighting game? Like, there were FMV fighting games. Did you know that? There was that one, I forget what it was called, something Warrior, where you're a first-person fighting punches and kicks against FMV opponents, and it was such a bad game. So it's really hard to even answer the question because it really depends on so many, again, qualifying characteristics of what you mean when you're asking about the worst fighting game. Dan Zach, thanks for a $2 super chat. No, I have never seen a UFO. Not once, so thank you for $2. Up to 111 now. How are we doing with this leaderboard? Let's take a look. The old mailman is still in first place. Dan Zach is now in second place. Wilson Frederick, with that one super chat, propelled themselves right into third place. And then we have Gabriel, Axel, Stewart, World Weather Authority, and more down below. Yes, I played Time Killers. I played Time Killers in arcades. Yes, I did. It was gory as heck. That's why most people played it. The gameplay mechanics were pretty broken. You could pick certain characters that just do certain attacks that were super overpowered pokes that would, like, beat everything. So the game actually wasn't very competitive. There were actually special moves that were completely worthless. It was a silly game meant for gore factor. It really wasn't meant, again, to be a competitive game or anything like that. Oh, I had all the Dexters on Blu-ray at one point, Eva Cowboy fan. The entire first series I had on Blu-ray. That's how I watched it. I didn't watch it when it was on TV. I bought the Blu-rays after the fact, and I watched everything, but I got rid of them. I sold them a long time ago. I should look up Human Killing Machine. I should. Oh, boy. Sounds great. Would I play a new Time Crisis? Well, if they brought back Time Crisis, they'd have to figure out how to make it into a modern game. I don't think anyone's going to play it as a cover-based light gun shooter, especially because, motion controls are dead now. Like, no one really cares about them anymore. Way of the Warrior and Survival Arts are your favorite ripoffs from back then, says Wilson. Yeah, see, there's so many of them. So many ripoff fighting games. How much do I think the standard GTA 6 will cost? I don't know, but it seems like every game is trying to cost more. Like, it's funny because people are like, oh, GTA will be the first $100 game. I don't think so. I think another game is going to hit it first. The rate that we're going. I mean, we got Nintendo charging $80 for bare bones Mario Kart, right? And it's certainly not worth $80, but everyone bought it. So that's going to be the case study. Everyone's going to be like, oh, see, people will pay if you demand it. Big Boss did a $2 super chat. He said, what's the last movie you saw in theaters? I think it was Spider-Man Homecoming. That was when I was first starting to date my wife. Obviously, long before we were married, before she lived with me, we went and saw that in theaters. I got rid of my iPhone. I told you guys, I basically I ditched Apple. I had Apple technology for over a decade. At one point I had an iPad. I've had multiple models of iPhone over the years, and after using it for a long time, I decided I was going to try other stuff because it was just way too expensive. It was getting absolutely ridiculous, but the battery life was so bad. Like, you would have your iPhone for a year, and the battery would be like 50% of what it was when you bought it new. It was ridiculous how bad those things lasted. They didn't last at all. And then they were making just really boneheaded decisions. Like, we're not going to use regular USB. We're going to continue to only use Lightning. So if you want to use a headphone jack, now you got to have 17 adapters for your fucking thing. And even like my iPad, it just stopped working. Like, it just decided one day to just be slow and not run. Even updating it, everything, it's a piece of shit. So that's what I mean. Like, it's overpriced crap. And I think the problem with Apple is they just stopped innovating. Like, at one point, you could argue the iPhone, the iPad, these things were innovative. Now it's like, what is special about that versus the competitors' products? Literally nothing. Right now, I have a phone that costs half as much of an iPhone and does everything the iPhone does. Right now, I have a tablet. I was using a tablet to actually watch wrestling. That tablet is literally better than the current iPad, and it cost half as much. So why the hell do I want Apple? That's why I ditched Apple. It just didn't seem like it made sense to stick with Apple anymore. And I think I made a great decision because I like all these other products better than the Apple products now. The old mailman did another $10 super chat. Thank you so much. What's the next major game release you're eyeballing? Donkey Kong Bonanza. I miss when you used to do the monthly breakdown of releases on a big whiteboard in your old place. Would you bring that back? No. We talk about the schedule enough here on the podcast, and I have a schedule that I update all the time, right? So I definitely don't need like a paper schedule like that any longer. It was definitely needed when all I was doing was on-demand videos, right? But it's not needed any longer. Dan Zach did a $2 super chat. Says HDR ruined modern movies. I wouldn't know. I don't watch anything in HDR. So I really wouldn't know if it did or not. Someone tipped $2. Says I strongly recommend everyone check out Phil's Sega CD playthroughs. The Scottie Pippen game is 10 out of 10. There you go. Yeah, Scottie Pippen Slam City. Or how about some Double Switch? Or how about the CNC Music Factory make your own music video game, right? Or Kids at Work, or any more great playthroughs because they're so bad they're good. Like, they're very entertaining because the games are so bad. I make fun of them constantly. They're super fun playthroughs. I do recommend that you check them out too if you haven't. They're really good stuff. Okay. Alrighty, everyone. We're in the home stretch of the podcast, and we are very close to hitting the goal. Let's do it right now so that way as we do our final session of Blueprints ever and we finish the playthrough, we can just say, we're good. We don't have to worry about support. We're like right there to hit the goal. Let's do it. Do I like hummus? Yes, I do. Hummus is delicious. No, the only game I played in the Capcom Fighting Collection 2 is CVS 2, and I played one stream of Alpha 3, what is it, Alpha 3 Upper or whatever it is, and that's it. Because CVS 2 is the best game in that collection, and it's fun and very competitive, as you've seen. I played it for over a month, and I still haven't really even scratched the surface, right? I'm trying to get better matches and learn the game better. If I played the other games, I never would have even done as much as I did with CVS 2. So I knew that was going to happen, too. Like, now the problem probably is if I try to play another game, no one's playing them, which sucks, but what can you do? Oh, the RoboCop game is great if a Cowboy fan. It's rough around the edges and not really polished, but it's a really good game. Yeah, Project Justice. Project Justice used to actually be called Rival Schools United by Fate when it was in arcades. And it's about a bunch of high school kids fighting each other. There's like the sports team will fight like the nerds. And like the teachers team fights like it's like these different groups, like cliques of kids. There's like a biker gang. It's really interesting, the game. It's interesting, well-made game. It only had two. It was two of them. Yeah, there's Rival Schools United by Fate, and there was a sequel, too. What's up, King Michael? How you doing, man? So we got a whole bunch of super chats today, right? We got some memberships. We have 2 tips, each of $2, and we have 1 sub so far. Oh, as I was saying that, Gabriel the Blessed just gifted a sub. Thank you to Gabriel for that, because I was going to say, can we get some more subs? That would be greatly appreciated. Particularly today, subs would be very appreciated, and here's why, guys. Obviously, I was away for a whole week. We're down about 250 subs from where I was. It really sucks ass that that's the case, but it is. All right. And right now, if we got a rallying of subs, it would help me a lot. I mean that, too. Like, if we got a rallying of subs today on Kick, that would help me a lot this particular week, coming back from a week away. All right. So if you're on Kick and you like the content, please support it today. Please sub or drop some subs. That would help me a lot. Wilson Frederick did a $14.26 super chat. That's a weird amount. I don't know why it's that much, but he says, let's get closer to the goal. Let's go, Phil. Thank you to Wilson. That's $14. That gets us to 146 of support. And then your future stepdad just gifted a sub over on Kick. And that means it is official. As we're here at the end of the podcast, we have hit the goal. Thank you all for your support this morning. Thank you for supporting the content. Thank you so much for everything. You guys are absolutely awesome. Again, this week you welcomed me back with open arms, and I really appreciate that. So far, the week's been great. It's a long week. We still got 5 more streaming days this week, and I'm excited for what's coming. And now I'm excited that we're closer, the more closer, to DSP Tries It Super CHIX. All right? Thank you guys very, very much. Let's make it happen. Awesome. That's the wrong button. The old mailman did another $10 super chat. He says, I would like to see a reaction to Super Eye Patch Wolf's videos on Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. I have not watched wrestling in 15 years. I think you would love the videos. I don't know who the hell that is and what kind of videos they'd be making on them. I have not seen wrestling since WrestleMania. I've stayed away from it purposefully. Can I switch the goal song? Okay, hold on. Watch this. Ready? So instead of doing this, we can either do this. Let's test the two. We can either do this. Ready? Okay. Or we could do this. Come on. Keep that one. People like this one. Okay. We'll go to that one for now. All right, there we go. Nick, what's going on? Nick did a $2 super chat. He says, yo, welcome back. Excited for Super CHIX. Only he spelled it in a way to try to get me to say something to get me in trouble. I'm not going to say that, but thanks for $2. All righty, here we go. Cool. Okay. So how are we doing on this leaderboard? Let's take a look. Number 1 is once again the old mailman. Number 2 is Wilson Frederick. Number 3, Dan Zach. King Gabriel in 4th. Axel in 5th. Stewart in 6th. World Weather Authority in 7th. And then everyone else is 8th or lower. With old mailman in a pretty resounding lead, 2250 experience. 2,250 experience points on this stream. Now remember, guys, we are now at 58 out of 60 goals. In 2 more goals hit, it is time for DSP Tries It Super CHIX. The thing is, the day is young. I have a blueprint stream right now, and we could hit another goal. And if we do that, we'd be so much closer. If we had 2 more goals, if someone over on Kick is feeling generous and says, you know, Phil, you're awesome. I like your content. Sad about last week. We missed you, but I want to help you get to this goal right away. And if you did, I don't know, maybe like, let's see, 60 gifted subs right now to get us 2 more goals, we could do Super CHIX today. we could order it on this stream and do DSP Tries It Super Chicks on this very stream. We wouldn't have to wait. And I would love to try some delicious, mouth-watering Super Chicks right here on the stream today. Did you see those sandwiches? The Korean barbecue, the blackened chicken, the avocado. Oh, man, the custard, the frozen custard. Oh, come on. Let's do it. Let's do it. Super Chicks. Not enough memory on this page. My YouTube chat crashed. It says not enough memory. So that probably means that this new leaderboard system is taking up more memory than the old one. It crashed the chat. So you can only get 75 experience per hour chatting. Outside of that, you have to do super chats to earn more experience with the new YouTube chat system. There you go. People are figuring it out right now, that this is how it works, apparently. KFC launched fried pickles today. I don't care. Super Chicks has fried pickles, and those are going to be damn tasty when I go, snap it in my mouth, and the juices are flowing everywhere, squirting all over the camera. That's what I want to do right now, today, on DSP Tries It, but we have to hit 2 more goals. Let's do it. Jinwoo says, you sound ungrateful when you hit a goal and you immediately ask for more. Spoken like a true loser. Exactly. Spoken like a true loser. Because no one here cares besides you because you're jealous. That's the truth. You're the only one who gives a shit. All right. Do I like Pokemon or Digimon more? I mean, Pokemon I really like, and Digimon I don't know anything about. I can't really answer the question. All right. All right, guys. Let's end the show because we do have to play Blueprints and we do have to finish this playthrough today. Let's end the show. Thank you for a great chill show. Now, tomorrow, there is no podcast. I'm going to make this abundantly clear. On Tuesday, tomorrow, there is no podcast. We're going to just do like a 20-minute hangout session, and we're going to go right into GTA 4 with mods. I want to get a good, giant stream of gameplay of GTA 4 with mods tomorrow. So no podcast. Don't be late. If you're not here by like noonish, you're going to miss GTA 4. All right? All right, everyone. Thank you. Great podcast, great fun interactivity, great support, great everything. I appreciate you. I will see you all tomorrow for GTA 4, but I will see you on Wednesday for the next episode of the Level 1 Podcast.